So they did it again. Mob Games just updated their Steam page for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, and for some reason in the process they got rid of the previous images that were there before, and they gave us these 5 new ones. But thankfully we already did an analysis of those previous images, so you can watch my video here if you want to see it. But that's not even it. Mob posted these 2 photos on their Twitter of something called the Smiling Critters, which definitely look familiar. We've seen them before. So let's just do what we do best and start analyzing these in Photoshop. So here's the weird thing with these smiling critters. We get one image which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we get another image which has 7 in it. In the new image we lose this guy over here, the purple cat, which we all know is the main antagonist for this chapter. But from previous images we've seen of the chapter, we've actually noticed these guys in little stickers before. You know, the ones in the teaser trailer that are next to the children's portraits. And also in this poster that we saw in Project Playtime. It was like the first teaser we ever saw of them. And we also never saw a piggy and an elephant and this red one over here. But I guess now we get to see them in full scale. What's even weirder is that they're sharing the stage with this guy, which we know is going to be the antagonist for the chapter. We saw the note last week which was talking about him being a purple cat, and we obviously saw the teaser trailer which shows something that looks exactly like this. I guess they're his gang? Regardless, their big smiles are super terrifying. If I enhance the image, I can start to see that all of them have a different badge on their bellies or their chest. When we go to this guy, he's got the Moon Knight. Then when we come here, this guy has a light bulb on his chest. This guy has an apple. This guy has a flower, which looks like a flower we've seen before. Not Daisy, but that other guy. Hold on. Yes, this guy right here, Sunny Buddy. But the colors don't perfectly match, so that's a bit of a maybe. Anyway, the little doggy has a sun. This bunny has a lightning bolt. This red bear has a love heart. And the little chicken has a star. This could potentially just be some really smart marketing for their new plushies that they're going to sell as part of their merch. Or it could just be a really cool way to display these guys. One thing I did notice in these 2 over here in particular, you can just see the shape of a hole inside their mouths. From recent ARG developments, we learned that there's going to be an apparatus inside of their esophagus, or the actual antagonist's esophagus, which will disperse the red smoke which will put people to sleep. What I'm starting to think is this gang might all have that capability. I mean, it kind of looks like it over here. They all share the same mouths, so it makes sense that they would all have the same ability. Maybe these guys are dispersed around all of Playcare, and when it's time to put people to sleep, they all start dispersing the gas around. Another theory that's been going around is that every single day we're probably going to get one of these taken away, like a new image showing less and less of them, which correlates with the days until something new releases. Who knows, maybe the gameplay trailer. Anyway, on to the next one. Ooh, this image looks good. So creepy. This triangular thing on the wall indicates that we're definitely going to be using the green grab pack hand, you know, the electrification one, to get through some puzzles. Unfortunately, we got more of these toys being hung, and I feel like they make a point out of them always being hung from their neck. I honestly can't even tell what this one is, so please let me know what you think it is. Is it a bunzo? It's just some deadly looking corridor. Alright, we've got more of these posters that we're probably going to see in game. This one has the red puppy on it and says reading is fun. And then this one just has a little maths equation, 1 + 2 = 3, and I think that's the unicorn on there. I guess they're just going to be the mascots for Playcare. And then we've got this weird message again, the hour of joy. We've seen that a few times, but we're never going to know what it means until we're actually in the game. When I enhance things, honestly, I can't really see anything else in this image other than this really massive blood splatter on the floor, which is kind of gross and sad. Anyway, on to the next one. Ooh, this looks like another bedroom. But the weird thing is that there's beds, not bunk beds, and we saw that image previously in my other video which showed that it was going to be bunk beds for the dormitories. So I wonder if this is a room for someone a little bit more special, maybe some of the counselors. This is kind of cool. We kind of get confirmation that Boxy Boo is actually going to be in this chapter and not just a Project Playtime specific guy. We see the little doggy again, Mommy Longlegs, and Huggy. Oh, now that I think about it, this is actually starting to look like a hospital room or an infirmary, because you've got a curtain that covers the beds, and then you've got this equipment over here which I'm not totally sure what would be used for, but it kind of looks hospital-like. Maybe a bit of a basin, but then this looks like a bit of a shower thing. And we've also got this weird vent access over here. We're probably going to have to do some venting, Gregory. What's scary is that there's all these scratch marks over here. Maybe that's where the children ran off to, and this is where the antagonist kind of tries to catch them. And when I enhance things, you can't really see too much because it's still a really dark image. But you can see the disgusting ceiling paper starting to ripple because it's been there for so long. An area maybe where they did some science experiments. The desk that the doctor probably did their work on as well over here, and then just some more basins and a workbench. Again, not too much more to see in terms of details, but definitely a scary sight. They weren't joking when they said this chapter was going to be extra dark. Oh my god, this image looks so cool. Again, extremely dark. I'm getting two separate vibes for this one. Let me explain. The first one feels like we're in one of those playgrounds where it's like a play tower, because these walls are all nice and colorful and they look soft and like brick-like. But then at the same time, I'm also getting insane asylum vibes. Who knows, maybe that's the actual intention, that they've got these children basically in an asylum, but they had to color it like it's a kid's preschool or something like that. When I enhance things, you just see more of the same. It's just the colorful blocks and tiles being destroyed in some areas. And then this circular pit in the ground. I would assume that's probably a slide or an access to somewhere else. But every single time we've seen something like this, there's usually a mini Huggy jumping out to eat us. But who knows? We'll only see when we start playing. Now this looks like the beginning of a Project Playtime map. Got our boy Huggy Wuggy, looking less detailed than usual. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. Do you know what I mean? And this is the type of stuff that you would see like the second you get off of a train. So I'm assuming this is going to be right at the beginning of the chapter. I'm sure of it. Again, more decapitated toys. And it looks like we've got some fake greenery here as well. Maybe they're trying to give it a bit more of a lively vibe, which is just never going to work when you're this deep. Got a nice little poster saying "Let's Boogie" with all the team on there and a boogie bot. Yeah, when we enhance things, we can just see how decrepit this is. But I am almost certain that this is going to be the entryway into the Playcare. We've got another poster over here with Poppy on it, but I can't fully tell what it says. And what doesn't make sense is how is this Huggy even stuck up here? Someone just absolutely throw that thing over here and make it stick? And you can see all the blood oozing out of it. That's really gross. Let me know if I've missed something, because I honestly can't see anything else here. On to the next one. And then we've got this scene. Oh, it's just a massacre. It looks like we're looking through a doorway, pretty similar to an image we saw in the previous analysis that we did. Again, a residential looking room, kind of like the room that we found Poppy in the first chapter. But what's weird is there's a bunch of cogs everywhere. That's a bit more factory-like, so I'm not sure what it would do in a residential space like this. Maybe whoever or whatever is taking over this place is doing this to mangle up the toys. I mean, look at them, they're all mixed inside of it and destroyed. And then we have the hanging process as well. We've got Brawn, Bunzo the Bunny, and Boogiebot, all by their necks. And when I brighten things up, I can see that that's actually what we're looking at, just through a doorway. But this rubble over here doesn't fully make sense. You'd think you would see like chairs and bookshelves in a place like this. It was really making me think that these were intentionally put here or used to kind of destroy these toys. Man, when did this game get so dark? But yeah, other than that, nothing too special. You can totally see these images if you want, they're on their Steam page. But one thing I was thinking about doing was actually playing Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 or Chapter 2 again. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Just comment below and let me know, because I won't do it unless you guys are actually interested in seeing old stuff again. Kinda like a little reminder. Oh, and one last reminder, don't forget to listen to my podcast. I have to plug that, man, that's the new thing. But that's all for now. Goodbye, everybody.